Hello, everybody. Hello, Financial Fridays. As people trickle into the room, I'll acknowledge people as we go about this thing. V. Stallworth. Hey, Faith in Hymanley. Faith in him. Oh, faith in him only. Thank you so much for coming in. Zayfly 232. Welcome to Financial Fridays. As people trickle into the room, guys, feel free to share this broadcast out. Financial Fridays. Hey, Tommy Norman, great to see you. Long time no see. Great to see you here on Financial Fridays, where we talk finances. And today, we have the honor to have a bunch of kidpreneurs, right? A bunch of kidpreneurs come in and share their businesses. We just had who do we have? We had Scarlett, young Scarlett. She came on. She's written her first book. She's 4 years old, about her first day at school. As people are trickling into the room, oh, I think I got to get out of the other broadcast. People don't know that I'm live. Hey, Ventures, how are you doing? Norris, Greg, that's Greg. How are you doing? Dinar Management, thank you so much for joining. Can you help me, please? I don't know what you need help with, but if it gets crazy, I'm not going to be able to help you, but I can block you. But thanks for asking. Thanks for inviting. Guys, as you come in, allow me to let you know a little bit about what Financial Fridays is all about. Every Friday night from 6 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we get on here, a group of people, and we share our financial knowledge. It is headed up by Sandra Meadows. She just came into the room. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. Hi, can I do? I don't know what this. How can I do? Oh man, I like that dude. Can you guys just block him and take care of that for me? I'd appreciate that. And today's lineup is awesome because it's two of my favorite things. Two of my favorite things is children. I love kids. I have a 5-year-old son myself. And secondly, I love helping people talk about and learn about money. So we're going to be talking about that today. So allow me. Say what? Say what? How you doing, Sam St. Louis? Great to see you. So I always say this. How many of you are parents in the room? Put a 1 in the box. How many of you are parents? Put a 1 in the box, right? Because Rose is a parent. We got Tommy, and all of us, we got our financial knowledge from our parents. No money, no matter what you say. Hey, Cassie, great to see you. No matter what we say, we got our financial knowledge from our parents, right? We as children mimic what our parents do. That's all we have. That's what we learn from. Those are the people who are around the most. And then when we get to grade school, we'll learn. But we learn our financial knowledge from our parents. So, how many of you do not have millionaires as parents? Put a 5 in a box. If you don't have millionaires as parents, put a 5 in the box. And I'll put a 5 up because I don't have. Yeah, we're making it rain here. We're making it rain. Thank you so much. So if you don't have a millionaire as a parent or a business owner as a parent, you're going to have some challenges growing up because I'll catch it all. Don't worry. It's all falling on the floor, Sam, and I'm going to catch it all. So here's the thing. As you guys acknowledge and you guys answer my questions, I appreciate that. I always say 80% of anything is showing up, right? Guys, we got to show up as parents. We got to show up in broadcast by tapping that screen and sharing out with your followers. Absolutely, I love that. But what I would love to see you do is swipe and invite while I give the lesson. Because I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm going to tell you why my son said, I never want to go to Toys R Us ever again. How many of you would like to hear that? How many of you would like to know how I got a 5-year-old to get the mindset to say, Daddy, I never want to go to Toys R Us again? Because it's about mindset, and it's about, if somebody could type this in, no, it's not, it's a good thing. It's about mindset, and it's about money management for kids. Money management for kids. So, no, he loves toys. Don't get me wrong. It's about mindset and it's about money management for kids. So about a month ago, you guys ready for story time? Put story time in there before I get this thing going. Put story time in there if you guys are ready for this. Story time, story time, story time, and invite it out if you haven't done it. Type story time. Story time. So my son got a $10 bill from his grandmother. There you go. Story time, story time, story time. He got a $10 bill from his grandmother in the mail. And my son, unfortunately, at some level, had never seen cash. He's 5 years old. All this stuff flying in the background, he hadn't seen it before. So he saw a $10 bill, he saw the card, he loved the card, and he's like, what do I do with this? And we had to explain to him that it's money because we're kind of a cashless house. Except for the change that he has in his piggy banks. And believe it or not, he's found hundreds of dollars over time. He always picks up money and puts it in there, but he didn't know dollar bills. So he got the $10 bill, and we said, this is your present. You get to go and spend the money. And he goes, I want to go to Toys R Us. And I said to him, my wife said to him, it looks like I'm in a wind machine, right? I said to him, listen, if we go to Toys R Us, $10 doesn't go very far. You may not be able to even buy one present at Toys R Us or one toy for yourself. And he said, well, where can I go? And I said, well, he's 5, right? So we're getting him to start thinking about money and where he spends it and spending it wisely. And he says, I said, we go to the dollar store or we could go to Big Lots. If you guys know what Big Lots are, it's an inexpensive place where you got, so Dollar Tree, right? So we bring them to their side by side, the Dollar Tree and the Big Lots. And I say to him, and my son's name is Christian, I say, Christian, you don't know this, and you don't know what this is, but I'm going to teach you. Mommy has a coupon that if she spends $20, she gets $5 for free. So if you talk to Mom and you tell Mom that, Mom, if you spend $20, can I get the extra $5? We negotiated that. Thanks for the 8-minute mark. And he goes, Mommy, are you going to spend $20? And she didn't know I did this. She says, yeah. He goes, can I have the extra $5 from the coupon? And she couldn't say no, right? So he turned his 10 into 15. So we go and we buy. We buy $7 worth of toys, and it was about 5 toys at the dollar store. He got something for like $1.50 or $2. And he says, I said, now we could go next door to Big Lots because the Imaginext toy that you like over there, the ones that you like are about $7. So he goes over there and he has his $5 plus another $3 left over from his 10, and he goes and gets his Imaginext, and with tax, he goes in and he gives the girl the coupon. He walks out, he has an Imaginext toys, which are like $20 over at Toys R Us, and 5 other smaller toys for $10. And he sat there and he was ecstatic because he had some Play-Doh and he had some cars and he had his Imaginext Batman thing. Guys, how many, as a 5-year-old, do you want 1 toy or do you want 7 toys? Put a 7 in the box if you want 7 toys. But do you want 7 toys? Right? You want 7 toys. You want 8 toys, right, Tommy? You want a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a little bit more. But so the next day, we're driving down the road, and we drive by Toys R Us. And he says, Daddy, for $10, I can't get any toys at Toys R Us. I never want to go to Toys R Us again. What lessons was he taught? He was taught about couponing. He was taught about the value of $1. He was taught spending wisely. He went in there and did the math on it. I want to buy Play-Doh at the dollar store now, right? And it wasn't Play-Doh, it was some other version of that. But all these little lessons, and here's the other thing, yeah, stewardship, right, Tommy? As we're teaching him these lessons, the lady at the counter, because he gave her the money, he gave her the coupon, we talked about what was going on. The lady at the counter said to us, you are doing an excellent job as parents in what you're doing. And the acknowledgement from a perfect stranger is awesome, and it all does add up. Now, I heard earlier on, I got 5 minutes left, that we were talking about not giving allowances or giving allowances. I believe that we must give our kids allowance because it's a form of acknowledgement of money. If they don't have money, they don't know how to manage money. And I would say this, guys. We can't just expect kids to save. We must train them to save. And I'm going to give you 3 things that I would suggest if you're giving your kids money. If you're giving them, they earn it however they get it. If they get an allowance, there's 4 jars, but I'm going to give you 3. 3 jars or 3 envelopes. And this is where the money goes. The first one is 1/3 of it could go to fun. Let them have fun with their money. It's their money. That's what it's for, right? To go and buy toys and do things. And this gets implemented at age 7 for me. You could do what you want with it. You want them to invest, right? There's got to be an investment. And it could be a business. It could be into a business of buying brownies and buying the stuff for that, whatever it may be. Your scope is acting crazy. And I don't know if mine's acting crazy or not. And the last one is gifting. If you're religious, you know what that means. Or gifting to someone who's less fortunate, and make them do these 3 jars, because it's going to make them learn to save. It's going to make them learn to invest, which is going to allow their money to grow. And the last one is going to make them appreciate by giving a portion of their things for those who are less fortunate. Scope is skipping. So those are the 3. There's a 4th one, but I'm not going to talk about it. So teach them to gift, teach them to invest, and teach them to have fun with their money. I have 4 minutes. Oh, we do have 4 minutes. So if you do that, now they're learning how to manage their money, because when we just give them money, even if they're earning it. If we teach them to spend it all, when they get their own money in the form of a job, they're going to spend it all. They won't know to reinvest. They won't know to share. They won't know the value of $1, because whatever comes in goes out. And we must teach them these lessons. And if you teach them with parameters and boundaries by creating envelopes or jars so they could physically put this money in there, you're welcome. If you could physically teach them by putting the money in there, they're going to learn math, because they need to divide it in thirds or quarters, how many ever envelopes you have. They're going to learn the diligence of sitting down when they get the money and doing the math to do that. They're going to learn the responsibility and where it's going. And if they don't have enough funds to buy something, listen, if they don't have enough funds to buy something, they don't have credit. You don't give them and pay them some. You actually teach them delayed gratification, which allows them to appreciate whatever they're purchasing that much more, because they have saved for it, right? They have saved for it. So up next, guys, listen to this. You don't know it, but we have a president in the house. Future President 2040 is in the house, and he's going to be on the next scope. He is a young man. He's very dynamic, and he's going to share with you his story. They are amazing children on this scope tonight. And I want to acknowledge all of the parents here tonight. All the parents who are teaching their kids to write books, to start businesses, to set into the universe or set the intention that you are going to be the future president 2014. Are you kidding me? How amazing is that, to instill in your child that they are going to be the president? President of what? The United States? President or CEO of a company? It doesn't matter. When I ask my son what he's going to be when he grows up, his response is a leader. Because to me, it doesn't matter what he does for a living, as long as he is leading and not following, right? So I love that we have a bunch of young leaders in here doing and showing their knowledge. So it's a leader. Doesn't matter what he does. A Favor for Life, thank you so much for inviting your followers. Guys, if you've come in a little bit later, it's not too late to share and invite your followers. They can watch the replay. If you thought that this was valuable information, feel free to do that. If you want more about me, you could go to my website at ryanroy.me. If you found this of value, and I do parenting scopes and all kinds of other scopes, feel free to click on the little berry guy in the corner and follow me. Thank you, Yasmin, for inviting your followers. I appreciate it. Great scope by you. Let me know when the future president is live. Let me know when the future president is live because I need to hear this. I want to know how he's going to run a company or a country or absolutely anything. Cassie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I didn't see him or her. I really don't know who it is. Him or her in the broadcast. So let me know when he or she is live. All right. So guys, instill in your children money management skills. If you don't have these skills as an adult because nobody took part and did that for you, no better way than to start by teaching your children, because the best way we learn is by being teachers ourselves. So if you don't have a system in place in your home as to where your bills go, where your fund money goes, where your investment for long-term savings for anything, if you don't do that, no problem, I'll keep going. Allow yourself to set up a system like that. Because if you start sitting down on Sunday evenings or Saturday or whenever it is and going over your finances on a weekly basis, just like, hello, Coach Nachi, if you start doing that, again, as I started the broadcast, children only mimic what you do. So if they mimic what you do and you sit down with your finances every Sunday, and they sit down with their finances every Sunday, and you put your money in your bank accounts, and they put their money in their envelopes or jars, and you go and you're prudent with your dollars, right? When you go shopping and they're prudent with their dollars, because if they see you spend, guess what they're going to start doing? They're going to start spending. And if you say, hey, you should save, and they say, well, mommy, how much do you have saved? Or daddy, how much do you have saved? And they say nothing, guess what? They're going to say, well, I'm going to have nothing too. My niece and I are learning together. Best system ever. Christopher, love to hear that, right? And that's how it is. So if you haven't instilled this for yourself, you can go to ryanroy.me and I could actually talk you and show you a program that I've used my entire life, that we use here in my family, to make sure that the dollars are always raining in the house and that we don't go without, because there are systems, but because we weren't taught systems as children, some of us don't know where to put our dollars. So I was talking to a client today as this is still going on, and her daughter makes a couple $1,000s a month. And I said, where does the money go? She says, clothes, makeup, shoes, and entertainment. And I said, does that sound like a lot about you, Mom, growing up and something she may have learned? She said, yes. I said, if she doesn't have a plan for her money, right? She doesn't have a plan for her money, then guess what? She's going to go and spend it that way. So we need to create a plan for her, and I mapped that out for her on today's call. However, it's going to take some time to implement, right? And some diligence in wanting to do it. So those are the things, guys. If you don't have a plan for your money, and there's adult versions of these jars, not just the kid jars, but there's adult versions of these jars. And if you guys would like to know more about that, feel free to reach out to me at ryanroy.me and reach out for a free coaching session. So how are we doing on time? Yes, I did twice. No problem. So it looks like the future president is looking for his vice president. Does anybody put a 5 in a box if you want to be the future president's vice president? Just kidding. Does anybody have any questions of me? Because I could go on and tell stories and stories and stories about kids and finances. I could talk about... allow me to reintroduce myself. My name's Ryan Roy. I am a certified life coach. And the reason I like talking about finances is because I grew up with very little money. I am taking on new clients. And here's the thing. I grew up with very little money in the household. I'm a baby of 10. And when I hit my teenage years and realized that we were doing without, I decided to go into college and major in finance. What's my favorite snack? My favorite snack. I'm an ice cream lover, Scarlett. I'm an ice cream lover. Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey, which is banana ice cream with chocolate chunks and walnuts. And you gotta kind of like, when it's all together and it gets a little soft serve, then it's good. So I grew up without a lot of finances in the house. So I said, let me do this. Let me go to college and major in something about money because I knew I would need it the rest of my life. And if I understood it and how I can make it grow for myself and understood how to budget it and manage it and make it grow, then I would be better off. And if I could teach other people to do that, boom, how much better would the world be if a lot of people have the opportunity to learn that? So that's kind of my small background. Baby of 10, very small finances in the house, and I decided to go and major in finance. Now, I was a financial advisor for a very short period of time. Hatchimal. Do you want a Hatchimal? Do I need to block that? Because I don't even know what a Hatchimal is. Um, so when you learn about money and you understand how it can work and you start creating discipline, for yourself, everybody, that's when the world opens up and is your oyster. And when you're an oyster and you have the world because you have discipline, you have financial discipline, and you know how to okay, I don't know anything about a Hatchimal, but I'm just gonna keep going. One call around and shift your mindset to much better direction. Shh, don't tell, mom. Shh, don't tell, Chris. Appreciate that, Chris. Um, so any questions besides my favorite snack? Because I don't even know that ice cream is a snack, but I love it. Any financial questions? Any simple questions? So, what I would suggest for any parents out there, if you want your children to, if they want something, don't just give it to them. If they are getting a budget, allow them to track, literally write on a paper what they want, how much it costs, and as they start to save, make a little thermometer. So I'll explain it this way, G Money. Great question. I appreciate that. A lot of people, do you coach kidpreneurs? I could coach kidpreneurs. I haven't ever had a kidpreneur, but I could coach a kidpreneur. Here's the thing. I will tell you this. 90% of clients, when they hire me, they want to build businesses. They want to be accountable to do all kinds of different things. They want to, go and start nonprofits. What I found in a lot of cases, people are trying to fill a need somewhere, and we deal with their internal need way before they do that, and then their life is much better because they're looking for these external things to fulfill an empty hole inside, and they get those things, but first we got to work on their insides. And I know that sounds crazy. I can tell you I did a lot of personal development, and it started with wanting to learn how to make a whole lot more money in my business. And when I took the courses, I realized I had to do a lot of internal work and find peace within myself, and then the money came, right? And then the money came because we're trying to fulfill things that externally with houses and cars and things like that. And I tend to find out what people want. We discern why they want it. We find out there's a hole, and then we start working on other things. And everybody's saying yes because money doesn't make you happy. Money is a magnifier of who you already are. Stuck in traffic, no problem. So who is next after the future president? The motorcade and the cell phone isn't working. So we have Lloyd. Oh man, you guys are messing with me. It's so small on my screen. Lloyd Shell Ransom is going to be next at 7:15. I probably got about 6 minutes. So guys, realize when I've done personal development, when I talk to somebody and somebody tells me, why, I always ask, why do you want a lot of money? It's just paper, right? And they say, why do you want a lot of money? And they go, I want to take vacations. Listen, you could only be on vacation so much. And I want to have a nice car. Listen, nice car gets you the same place that a junky old car gets you. I want to have a certain relationship. If the person wants to get in a relationship with you, if a person wants to get in a relationship with you for your money, you're getting in the wrong relationship, right? But when somebody tells me that they want to help more people, or they want to be able to create more time so they can spend more time with their family, which creates a uh, more time with my son allows me to nurture him and allows me to build him into a productive person of society. When people want those types of things, those are the types of people I want to work with. Why? Because we're going to take them to the next level. There you go. She's next. Lloyd Shell Ransom up next. She's going to come in here and crush it and tell you. And, I was just sitting there with my uncle for Thanksgiving. And he came in, and he's 74 years old and multimillionaire. And he's so funny. He goes, all the money I have, he goes, and this is what counts, is the relationships and spending time with the family. And he's 74. He's kind of always known this, but he regrets 15 years of his life where he spent no time with his kids. So I empower all of you. I empower all of you to desire money, because what money buys, listen to this, is time. And time is the only thing we cannot replace. If you're busy mowing your lawn, that's time you're not spending with your kids. If you could pay somebody to mow your lawn, great. If you are changing your oil, money allows you to pay somebody to change your oil, which means you can spend more time with friends or family. Whatever it is that you're doing that money can buy, the only thing money really buys is time, freedom, and an opportunity to empower more people with your experiences, hence your knowledge. As long as you're going to take your knowledge and do good, you're going to be that much better off. So, if this makes sense to you, because I'm getting a little deep, if this makes sense to you, click on the little Perry guy in the corner. We're going to teach you how you can make more money here on Financial Fridays, but it's not so that you can have all the toys. All of us who broadcast here on Financial Fridays, I'll speak for myself and what I believe everybody else is doing, Gaming Live, hello, is so that you can help more people. And if you help more people, you're going to make more money. But if you help more people to empower themselves, you're going to take it to the next level, and you will be rewarded eternally. And I think you guys know what I mean by that. This is the Kidpreneur edition. There are children on here that have written books. How many of you have not written a book? Put a 1 in the box. How many of you have not written a book? Put a 1 in the box. If you have not written a book, put a 1 in the box. I'm Cakes. You have a story. Everyone who has not written a book, Rudy, you have a story. Eddie, you have a story. There's a 4-year-old that just broadcast before me. David, you're in the process of writing a book. You all have a story. There's no reason for you not to write a book. People envision a book being super thick, right? I'm reading this book now. Super thick, or like this. A book needs to tell a story that provides value. Some of the best books are read in less than an hour. So don't think it needs to be thick. Think it needs to be perfect. It needs to be done so that you can impart your lessons and your knowledge into the world and empower more people with whatever your story is. So I encourage each and every single one of you to start writing your story and figure out the rest later. You are watching